Welcome to the worst of the best podcast. You wanted the best. Well, they didn't freaking make it. So here's what you get. From Canada, Ryan and
Jason. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Worst of the Best podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me today, of course, is my brother, Jason. Jason, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Good to hear. It's always good to talk offline. Of course, we can't share those conversations to the public, but I just want to say that I'm happy for Jason and his happiness right now. That's all I'll say. And there's a special listener who's listening to this episode, and I'll say thank you to that person for making my brother happy. That's all I'll say. I'll leave it at that. They know who I'm talking about. Okay, Jay, this is a different topic today. This is a little bit of a different one. This is a lighter topic. We've dealt with some conspiracy theories or other things in the past, and we try to have some funner, that's not a word I know, more fun topics to talk about. And today is such a day. Now, I will give a forewarning to people. In the link of this show notes is the YouTube version of the show. So if you like our show, I highly encourage you to go check it out on YouTube so you can see what we're describing. Now, we're going to describe each thing. I'm going to get to the topic. Well, it's in the title of the episode, but so we'll describe each thing when we get to it the best we can. But I mean, really, this is kind of a visual podcast. So check out the show notes or just Google the Worst of the Best podcast YouTube, and our channel should come up. But again, the show note will have a link to this actual episode on YouTube, and you can see what Jason and I look like. Number one, that's the most important thing. And you can see the mascots. Yes, these are the most unusual, or I don't like the term ugliest, so I'll just say unusual. These are sport teams with unusual looking mascots, Jason. So Jason and I, of course, scoured the internet, and now I would say that these mascots, some of them are current, some of them aren't. This isn't the most current unusual mascots, and some are from professional teams, some are from like college or university teams. So these are just the ones that we came across. Now, there are others out there. We could probably even do a part 2 to this at some point in the future, like we've done with some other topics. These are the 10 ugliest or most unusual that we found in our searching for unusual looking mascots. Okay. I highly encourage people to check out our YouTube channel version of this show so they can see what we're seeing. Jason, as you know, mascots are half the reason we go to the games, right? These guys in disguise are surprisingly talented and keep us genuinely entertained. So get ready to cringe, or maybe even chuckle, as we reveal 10 sports teams with the most peculiar mascots. From bizarre creatures to questionable choices, these mascots might redefine the concept of unusual. There are some very unusual mascots, Jason, as you know. Jay, do you have any memories of any mascots from teams, sports organizations that have made you have fun watching them, or?
No.
Okay. All right.
but in all seriousness, the mascot, at least for the last few years at BYU, the Cougar, his acrobatic gymnastic stunts are pretty phenomenal. For whatever reason, I've seen lots of him, like, on Instagram or that has come across your feeds and stuff, and he seems to be a highlight reel.
Absolutely.
Do you know who I'm? Yeah,
no, but I've seen something. The ones do the dunking, they'll do the trampoline type dunking, so he just flips in the air type stuff. So does he just do stuff like that?
His stuff is pretty. It's
they're hard workers.
Yeah, it's like WWE stuff. The mix of dangerous-ish stunts with athleticism is pretty phenomenal. But really, mascots don't really jump out at me in my mind's eye.
No, they're good for younger fans too.
Yeah, I think
obviously
so.
The kids like it, and I've been to a few hockey games. That
bang the drum,
they get the crowd going or whatever.
Yeah, and most of the time I don't see sports at a live event.
Right, so you wouldn't. I
see them from the TV. Yeah. I don't really interact with a mascot as often as people who go to live shows or live event. So that might be why I don't have a home college football team that I go and watch all the time, and I'm familiar with the mascot that's there. But yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do, folks, is I'm going to bring up the picture of the mascot we're talking about, so we'll see it first visually, and then we'll speak to it. So here we go. I know. I feel bad for our audio listeners. Well, let me explain this one. This is called the Nittany Lion. Okay, this is
It's even some of the names. Some of the names are just kind of bizarre.
Well, this is named after the Nittany Mountains. That's why the lion.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a real place, the Nittany Mountains. So a mountain lion, right? So the Nittany Lion is the official mascot of Penn State University. You've heard of this university, a very high-end university.
Oh, yeah.
It has a rich history that dates back to 1907. Inspired by the mountain lions that once roamed the Nittany Mountains near the university, the mascot symbolizes strength, courage, and loyalty, embodying the spirit of Penn State students, alumni, and fans alike. The Nittany Lion is a central figure at various university events, including football games, where it leads the team onto the field and it energizes the crowd, as well as at graduation ceremonies and charity events. Over the years, the mascot's design has evolved to present a more ferocious and athletic appearance, featuring a muscular build, sharp claws, and an intense expression, reflecting the mascot's symbolic significance to the Penn State community. But Jay, look at this picture. How would you describe this mascot?
This honestly looks like somebody made their own Halloween costume the night before Halloween.
Yeah, Mom, we need a Halloween costume. I need to be a lion. A deformed dog mixed with a bear kind of face. It looks like a psycho Winnie the Pooh with fangs. Okay. Now I've got some video footage here too, Jay. So here's the picture of Nittany the lion, but now we're going to watch some video footage as well. So again, very visual episode, folks. So here's Nittany the lion in his environment, getting the crowds going to these Penn State University rallies. But look at that mask; it sits on his head really poorly.
Well, even the costume, the rest of the costume is loose fitting. It looks like a onesie with a tail. That's got to be the part of the charm of it.
It has to be part of the charm. Yeah, you'd almost think that this
is right from the 1930s look.
That's right. You know those old Halloween costumes? You see those black and white photos from the late 1800s, early 1900s of kids looking creepy as F, as they say. And this looks like a costume from that time era. But what I will get, Jay, look at the crowd there at that Penn State University. Look at the crowd that go to these games, Jay. Look at that crowd. This is a university game, right? Am I crazy? Is that how many people go to these games, Jay? It's insane.
It's like 80,000 people.
Look at the cheerleaders. They're young and adorable, and there's so many of them. They got these bands. The funding for these universities must be huge.
Well, it's not cheap to go to them.
No, I guess not. But look at those crowds. So there you go.
One thing the States do well versus Canada is the school spirit and enthusiasm is off the charts. It's embarrassing how mediocre we have, our school spirits or whatever is really lackluster, comparatively speaking. Even our CFL, Canadian Football League, for those who don't know, CFL, not even half the enthusiasm that this is. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I agree about that. And I don't know why that is, but good for the States and those high-end schools and stuff. Very cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Jay, you got the next one.
Woo Shock, spelt W-U, Shock, is the official mascot of Wichita State University, known for its distinctive and unusual appearance. The mascot, which represents a shock of wheat, has been associated with the university since 1936. Over the years, Woo Shock has undergone several transformations to keep up with changing times. The current iteration of Woo Shock is a muscular, human-like bundle of wheat with bulging muscles, a furrowed brow, and an intense glare, symbolizing the agricultural heritage of Kansas. The name Shockers refers to the wheat harvesters who would shock wheat into bundles. Despite not being conventionally attractive, Woo Shock has a unique charm and is known for high-energy antics, including acrobatic stunts and wild dance moves that energize the crowd. While Woo Shock has faced some controversy, particularly in its early days when it was seen as a negative stereotype of rural Kansas, it has ultimately become a beloved symbol of both the university and the state.
So do you want to describe Woo Shock to our listeners?
Okay, holy. Does it have a broken nose?
Yeah, so it's yellow, and it has yellow hair, it's like Bart Simpson type yellow. It looks.
I was going to say it looks like a Bart Simpson. If you ran Bart Simpson and the Green Hulk into an AI generator, it would come up with this picture.
Yeah, it's Hulk Simpson.
It's Hulk Simpson.
That's true.
But the nose, right. I'm not understanding the nose.
Well, here's a little bit of video here. So there's the picture. Here's some video.
While most of the country might associate a shock with, the heart of Middle America knows it a little differently. Kansas, which happens to be the wheat state, not great if you're gluten-free. Yeah! is America's leading wheat producer and, more importantly, home to the newest member of the American Athletic Conference. Welcome into the ADN studio. I'm Haley Outen. If you're wondering the reason behind the agricultural lesson, it's because the American officially welcomed the Wichita State Shockers to the family today. And like many, you may be asking yourself, why are they called the Shockers? Well, legend has it that the name Wheat Shockers first appeared in 1904 on a poster advertising a football game. The team's manager chose the name because many of the football players earned money during the offseason harvesting or shocking wheat in the surrounding fields. The Wichita State mascot, Woo Shock, has undoubtedly evolved over the years. While the name Woo Shock was created in the late 40s, the first costume didn't exist until the 50s when a Wichita cheerleader noticed that his school could use a little more team spirit. And yes, there he is. With the help of his mother, they created this very original prototype consisting of a draped cloth, a wireframe head, and a ping pong ball, just to name a few of the supplies, at the mere cost of $20. What a deal that was. That would have costed the creative Dave Johnson $175 today. And as we all know, the cost of beauty is shockingly high these days. Woo Shock's suit now costs about $8,000. While some have confused this creature for everything from a French fry to a sunflower, the Shocker stands around 7 feet tall with a prominent highlighter yellow head sticking out of a black sweatshirt. The head is streaked with black, the face sports a pronounced nose and angry eyebrows, and atop it all sits what looks like a mop of blonde hair. There's no question the love for the Wichita State mascot has grown over the years, and while there are hundreds of college mascots out there, there's only one Woo.
Okay, now seeing the nose in different angles, you got to take a look. It doesn't look like a nose from a few angles. It looks like it's something else.
Sure. There you go. Some good information on that. All right. The next one, this one is one of my favorites from this list. It's the Philadelphia 76ers. Now we're getting to the professional teams, right, Jay? This is an NBA team. They were established in 46. They've had a series of mascots over the years, with hip hop being one of the most notable and controversial. Hip hop is a rabbit character introduced in January of 98, and he was known for his acrobatic slam dunks and breakdancing during the halftime shows. Despite his energetic performances, hip hop's design was widely criticized for being unattractive and creepy, with a disproportionate body and unsettling smile. So here's the photo of that. So there's hip hop. Hip hop was with the team until November 2011, and then when new ownership decided to retire him, citing lack of fan support and interest, hip hop was eventually replaced by Franklin the dog in February 2015. Throughout his tenure, hip hop was a polarizing figure. While some fans appreciated his entertaining antics, many others found his appearance off-putting. His departure was met with mixed reactions, with some fans relieved and others nostalgic for his unique presence. Despite the criticism, hip hop made numerous appearances at Sixers events and fundraisers, contributing to the team's community engagements and efforts. For audio listeners, hip hop is a rabbit, gray, very muscular build to the rabbit, kind of a smallish head, wearing like shades. So this is from like a TSN or Sports Desk type thing where they're doing their own mascot rating as well. A couple of them were on this list, but not the ones that we had, all of them. So I think they were going just for professional sport teams. But here's their little snippet of the hip hop character.
At number 7, this Sixers mascot is named after a whole music genre. His name is Hip Hop.
I did not. I did not like this.
Yeah, he hung out with Lil Hip Hop and Lil Bow Wow as well. Yeah, he's a weird
Donnie
looking thing.
Darko looking thing. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. That's
All right, so
that move was cringe.
it's an odd looking rabbit. It's weird. It's really muscular with a smallish head with the big rabbit teeth and
But
sunglasses.
it's also the way that it overly encapsulates hip hop.
right.
That was kind of a cringy look. Some of those, like hip hop moves.
But I love how it's called hip hop. So of course it's hip. It hops because it's a rabbit. So it's a combination, but then it looks like it belongs in some sort of bunny rap group. You know what I mean? It's just so cheesy.
I like the way, like the previous one, Woo Shock,
Right.
not to be confused with Wu Tang, the Woo
Right.
Shock, they've embraced the oddity of their mascot and didn't replace it. The 76ers, you have a mascot. I would embrace the cheesiness and the cringiness of it rather than replacing it.
Well, they got rid of it.
This part, yeah, I know they did. Franklin the dog.
Franklin the dog. I don't have a picture of that one.
I would like to see that. Like, is it better? I mean, just calling it Franklin the dog.
Franklin the dog mascot. See what it looks like, at least. So Franklin the dog is a little bit more physically correct. It's a very, very blue dog. That's about it. And it's got a dog face, and sure. It still kind of looks oddly weird. Google it yourself there, folks. Jay, you've got the next one.
The Seattle Supersonics were an NBA team that played in Seattle from 1967 until 2008, when they relocated to Oklahoma City and became the Thunder. Their beloved mascot was Squatch, based on the mythical Sasquatch or Bigfoot creature. Despite his wild appearance with sloppy fur, big feet, and crazy eyes, Squatch entertained fans from 1993 until the team's departure, with his energetic dances, silly antics, and even backflip slam dunks during halftime shows. The green and yellow furry mascot embodied the spirit of Supersonics and became an iconic symbol that fans still associate with the team's history in Seattle.
I forgot. Seattle, do they not have an NBA team anymore? Or do they have one again?
No, they don't. No. Yeah, they became the Oklahoma City Thunder. Durant would have been a Seattle Supersonic.
Right. All right. So there he is. There's the picture there. So again, folks, check out our YouTube channel. But it looks like a
cliche Sasquatch.
Typical Sasquatch, but almost like, remember Teen Wolf? Remember the movie Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox?
Yeah, or even the movie with the Sasquatch. Remember that movie?
Harry and the Hendersons?
Harry and the Hendersons. It kind of looks like a Harry and the Hendersons.
But with the basketball outfit on, it just reminds me of Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Beat Harry. Oh, it's so gross. I don't know why I found that. Why did he play basketball? Why did the wolf become good at basketball? I don't understand. But anyway, but then has a very large Sasquatch looking face. But as far as masks go, it looks pretty correct. Here again from the same sports desk, whatever group of people, they're going to talk about the squat.
It's Squatch, the Seattle Supersonics mascot from 93 to 2008. He looked eerily similar to Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. Yeah. And this baby Squatch you don't see often.
What's with the dance and the hip hop moves with these? Was it because of the time back then?
I think it's also just, they had mentioned earlier, culturally within the basketball.
Oh, what are you saying? They're all not white? Because the majority of basketball players probably aren't listening to Toby Keith.
Right.
So that's fair. That's a fair statement. We're not being okay. All right. I've got the next one. This one is Providence College, Jay, a private Catholic liberal arts institution in Rhode Island. It has a storied athletics history, particularly in basketball. The college's mascot is Friar Dom. He's a large, bald friar dressed in a black robe and a large gold cross, despite his somewhat, and you'll see, menacing appearance.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So,
and of course, there's a picture with him as doing the Jesus Christ pose.
Sure. Friar Dom is a beloved figure among fans, often seen leading cheers and energizing the crowd. At basketball games, the mascot's origins trace back to 1947 when a student dressed as a friar for a game, a tradition that replaced the original mascot, a mule named Betsy, of course. So Friar Dom embodies the school's religious values and commitment to service, serving as a reminder of Providence College's heritage. It was hard to find any real videos on this one, but I did find a YouTube short on Friar Dom, and he speaks in the short very quickly about himself. This is what he has to say.
In reality, I'm actually very fun, relaxed, and easygoing.
That's it. Point of view. Everyone calls you the creepiest mascot in the Big East, and that was his response. So again, point of view. Everyone calls you the creepiest mascot in the East, and he said this.
In reality, I'm actually very fun, relaxed, and easygoing.
That face is way too big.
It's odd. It's a creepy face. I guess he's human, but it looks ghoulish, almost looks ghost-like, or it's supposed to be human. Like he's a friar, so he's human, but the face, you wouldn't want to see this.
Got a white robe with a black hooded.
Black mouth, like the inside of his mouth is black with just a little bit of teeth on the top and big black pupil eyes and black hair and a black robe. It's very creepy, very cultish, creepy looking to it, which I guess adds to its own charm.
I don't know what a friar is or does. If I was to look at it, I would say more of a druid. You know, that's more fantasy. To describe it, I wouldn't know what a friar would look like. I can visualize what a druid would kind of look like.
All right. You've got the next one. This next one kills me.
Stanford University, founded in 1885 and located in Silicon Valley, has a storied history of academic prestige and athletic prowess. However, one unconventional aspect stands out. Its unofficial mascot, the Stanford tree. The tree is a costumed student performer dressed in a bizarre, leafy outfit featuring a goofy face, spindly limbs, and various shades of green fabric. Originally created in 1975 by students as a mock suggestion for a new mascot, the tree gained surprising popularity despite initially being banned by the administration. Why would you ban it? In 1981, it was begrudgingly accepted but prohibited from speaking or directly interacting with the crowds, leading to strange silent performances at games. Nonetheless, the tree has endured as an iconic, if controversial, symbol embodying Stanford's quirky spirit and rejection of tradition.
So Stanford University, they're a pretty big university, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
So there's the Stanford tree. It's the mascot is this tree. Now I got a little bit of video here of the tree dancing. Here we go. That's the Stanford tree. It looks like a pine tree. It's a tree with googly eyes. A hat. It's wearing a hat.
Yeah, it's got big googly eyes.
It's just a big mouth. It's got eyes and a mouth and a hat.
I'm trying to see the front of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the picture here. There's different versions of it, but there you go. Here's a version of it here. Eyes, angry looking eyes, and so wears a top hat of some sort. And what an odd mascot that one is, Jay.
I like the way that they just embraced this unlikable or unapproved.
Yeah, it was like it was banned, and the students kind of fought back. It's such a ridiculous mascot, and that's what makes it kind of funny.
Is that's what makes it funny.
As this thing was banned, and it is the most ridiculous. So it'd be hard to make this my worst pick for the idea that it persevered and said, no, we're a tree. This will be the thing, and it's become the thing. I kind of admire that tenacity from the fans saying, no, we like the tree. Okay, we have the New Orleans Pelicans. They're still a team, right?
Yes.
They're NBA?
Yes.
Is this really their King Cake Baby mascot? Does that sound familiar?
I mean, no. If you told me what the Pelicans mascot was, there's no way I would go, oh, it's a King Cake Baby. I don't even know what that even is. What is a King Cake?
Well, let me explain. The King Cake Baby mascot is a terrifying yet beloved part of the city's Mardi Gras tradition. It's inspired by the plastic baby figurine baked into king cakes. The oversized King Cake Baby has a haunting appearance with its large head, beady eyes, and creepy smile. Despite its nightmarish looks, the mascot has become a fan favorite, pulling pranks on players and spectators alike during Pelicans games. While some find the King Cake Baby unsettling, it has embraced its role as an embodiment of the New Orleans' unique culture, even spawning a line of merchandise. The mascot's origins are rooted in the city's rich Mardi Gras heritage, symbolizing the luck and revelry associated with finding the coveted baby in a king cake slice. That is one creepy. It's an adult-sized baby with the oversized baby head. It's wearing a king's crown.
Cake baby, it's King Cake Baby. So we're here with the King Cake Baby.
It has a diaper.
Brianna, and if we see the King
It is
Cake
wearing
Baby,
a diaper.
we know it's taunting time because the Pelicans always like to bring out this mascot this year at this time. So when is he going to make his official appearance on court?
He will be at the game tomorrow night. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock at the Smoothie King Center. And we take on the Indiana Pacers. So you'll see King Cake Baby on court. We'll have a crew of Pelicans, Mardi Gras.
Yes, the first 8,000 fans that attend will get free King Cake Baby Mardi Gras beats courtesy of Smoothie King.
$15 right now.
Okay, so there's the King Cake Baby walking around the offices of the...
Whoever's wearing this looks ultra thin and unhealthy, comparatively speaking to the acrobatic maneuvers of other mascots, and it's completely done on purpose to exaggerate the creepiness of this is hilarious.
Yeah, this one isn't doing any dunks or flips in the air.
No.
The whole design of the King Cake Baby mascot is to be creepy, a little bit unsettling.
Yeah.
All right.
What type of movie or genre would this look?
I don't know. This is the thing of nightmares.
Yeah, like it looks like it comes from like a graphic novel type of character. You know what I mean?
Right. That's funny. King Cake Baby, folks. All right. Jay, you got the next one.
Boltman, the unofficial mascot of the San Diego Chargers, now the Los Angeles Chargers, is a distinctive and controversial figure in the team's history. Created by diehard fan Dan Jurigueux In 1995, Boltman features an oversized head shaped like a lightning bolt adorned with red and blue goggles and a menacing grin, giving him a cyborg-like appearance. Despite his unconventional looks, Boltman became a fan favorite, known for his energetic antics at home games, including dancing, performing backflips, and tossing t-shirts into the stands. Uregi played the role for over 22 years, even suing the Chargers for compensation and later attempting to sell the costume and rights for $50,000. Boltman has also gained online popularity, becoming a viral meme after a tribute to Chargers legend Junior Seau. Despite his retirement, Boltman remains a symbol of Chargers fandom and a notable figure in the team's lore.
Really interesting history on that one.
Yeah.
So here's a picture of him here. This is a weird looking guy. His face looks like the sun, almost like the sun. His head then is like big and square with the lightning bolts on the side of the head. Of course, he's wearing a lot of mascots like to wear shades, I found. And he's got the big smiley grin. He's got big muscles too.
Yeah, the face is a reminder of Max Headroom, if that is a reference for anybody.
And it looks like a California raisin as well.
Or what was Jim Carrey's character?
Oh, The Mask.
The Mask.
Yeah,
it's kind of a cross between Max Headroom and The Mask, but yellow.
So I got a video here on it.
Some people are willing to pay more than $70,000 for the unofficial mascot of the Chargers.
Unofficial. 10 News reporter Travis Rice explains why Boltman is unplugging from it all.
This was my last creation.
It's an unofficial icon of San Diego, and this Boltman is out of juice.
My age, I can't do this anymore. It's time to pass it on to a younger little stallion to take over.
A stallion.
So that was, of course, the voice of Dan, the creator of Boltman.
With some serious change, Dan Jareggi opened the auction at $5,000 for Boltman and the intellectual property rights last week, but a few days to go and the bidding is getting serious.
It's up to $70K. Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is, but the reality is that I have a lot more invested into the actual character with 5 characters that I've done in the past 2 decades.
Jareggi says he's easily invested 6 figures into the costume over the years since he never had a corporate sponsor.
Whoever bids to buy, I'm sure in the back of their mind, they're thinking they're going to take this and turn it over. I was never in a position financially to do those things.
He does have a hope for whoever is the highest anonymous bidder.
Hands down, without question, the Los Angeles Chargers would be my first choice because they have the financial backing to do the proper vetting, the auditioning to what it would take to get the right person in the suit.
The Chargers, another company, or someone's man cave. He just wants it to end up in the right hands.
Well, we're hoping that the Raiders don't bid on it or even the Rams because we can imagine what they would do with Boltman on game day.
So did he not capitalize well on marketed that off of...
Yeah, so that was an older news piece about him. What you read there was him trying to sell Boltman. The Chargers did have an unofficial mascot. That was Boltman that we've been speaking to. This is unofficial. In 2018, the man behind Boltman, Dan Uregi, that we saw, he retired after 22 years. And then in 2020, the Chargers, quote, acquired an unofficial furry mascot called Bolt, a puppy, on his way to becoming a service dog. It's hard to say here. It's hard to see if anyone actually bought him. I'm having a hard time seeing if anyone... According to that news piece we saw, it was up to 70,000. The bids are anonymous, I guess. We don't know who was making that bid. So where it ended up, where did it go for? I find this odd. I'm finding it hard to find what happened to the bid.
They did that news story in hopes to drive business to his bid.
The unofficial mascot for 20 years, and nothing really came of it. It's weird.
Did he not sell merchandise or...
I don't know.
He did not plan that out very well. And sadly, the Chargers didn't want anything to do with it. That makes good sense because if the Chargers were to adopt anything to do with the Boltman, they would probably have to pay him a royalty, or he might go, "You've taken over something that I created." So they went in a completely different direction to stay away from any financial obligations to him.
Weird.
Intellectual rights, or I'm sure there would be a lawsuit of financial. So.
All right. I got the next one, Jay. Check out this guy, Blue Bob. So Xavier University's Blue Bob is an iconic and beloved mascot that has been entertaining its fans since 1985. The bright blue furry creature with bulging eyes and a wide grin serves as a kid-friendly sidekick to Xavier's main musketeer mascot, D'Artagnan. Despite his goofy, amorphous appearance, the blue blob has become an integral part of the Xavier Spirit experience, making appearances at sporting events to cheer on the Musketeers teams. The blue blob is known for its silly antics like licking fans with its long tongue, as well as national TV appearances in the ESPN commercials. While its origins are unclear, the blue blob has developed into an endearing symbol of Xavier's athletic programs over its nearly 4 decades of existence. Here's a little news piece here of a young lady interviewing Blue Blob. Let's see if he says anything.
Do you have a favorite player? Me? Oh, you're so nice. I'm a favorite player. How about that, guys? I'm the favorite player. Make sure all the Xavier basketball team players are listening to this so they know that I'm your favorite player, right? Yeah. Oh, you love me just like D'Artagnan. How about that? Okay, so do you have any special dance moves? Yes? Can you show us some? Is it the roll? Oh, it's the roll. It's the roll. And he's still rolling. And it's dead. Are you okay? Oh, it's still rolling. I think you can get up now.
All right, so the blue blob, I saw a couple of the videos. That's his big move. He rolls on the floor. We should describe what he looks like. He's round, furry.
It's a Grimace.
Cross between a Grimace and Grover from the Muppets.
Oh, Grover, yeah. What I find interesting about mascots is how they're always, for the most part, they don't talk. They do just body language stuff.
Right. No speaking.
They don't speak. I like that. It's interesting how we as people who can recognize body language, and what makes that funny is that their faces have no expression. So their faces always keep the same expression no matter their circumstances. And I think that's kind of the charm of some of these interactions with the crowd. Yeah, blue blob just making hand signals.
All right, Jay, you got the last mascot. You ready? This guy is funky.
Okay. So Pepperdine University, located in Malibu, California, is a private Christian institution renowned for its stunning views of the Pacific Ocean. The university's mascot, Willie the Wave, has been a fixture since 1945, replacing the original live Pelican mascot, Captain Pelican. Despite his somewhat cartoonish and less than intimidating appearance, Willie the Wave is a beloved figure on campus, known for his energetic dance moves and ability to boost school spirit at sporting events. His presence honors Pepperdine's coastal location and has become an integral part of the university's identity, cherished by students and alumni alike. Oh, wow.
So he's very blue, like Smurf blue, big muscular chest, wearing surfer clothes, big coify hair. The hair is the same color as the skin and beard. I guess his hair is like a wave.
His hair is a wave.
Is a wave. Got a video here for this as well. I think this is what Willie the Wave looks like here. So here he is just dancing. Here's some hashtag Team Wave. His moves to get the crowd going there. There he is on a surfboard. He's saying we're number one. So he's interacting with the fans. Likes to rub their hair, I guess. I don't know. There he is, Jay. Willie the Wave. What do you think of this guy? Likes to pat people's hair. This is a big thing. I'm not sure his obsession with patting people's hair.
I think it's because he's got big hair.
Okay, I see. He's appreciating other people's hair?
Yeah.
All right. Hashtag Team Wave. Check him out on your socials, folks.
If you want to be bored.
All right. That was the list. We'll just start at the beginning here. We have Nittany the Lion. We've got Wooshock. We've got Hip Hop. We've got Squatch. Friar Dom. Tree. King Cake Baby. Boltman. I have a sad story there, I think. Blue Blob. And Willie the Wave.
Yeah, what is the worst?
We could do this is, Jay, you own a team. Let's just say you own whatever team, basketball, hockey, doesn't matter. And these are your 10 choices. So you might be given 9. So which one is like, I don't want to be. So 9 of them will be randomly given to you. So one of the 9 will be randomly given to you. So which of the 10 you just do not want to have any chance whatsoever to be your mascot? Which one would that be?
I was leaning towards the blob. But then I saw the initial look, and then the mascot's interaction with the interviewer, with the body language and just hand gestures, won me over.
Oh, he endeared you. The interviewer endeared you.
The Wave.
Wow, Willie the Wave?
Yeah, Willie the Wave. That whole look and attitude. It's
so
boring.
Cool. He's cool.
He's boring. He was boring.
Come on, man. Willie the Wave.
The other ones that might be a little bit creepy and stuff, at least it has character. This guy just seems so cliche.
Yeah.
I'm a surfer guy.
He's so cool.
I'm the surfer. Yeah, I'm so cool. I'm cool. Like, no,
that's a good pick. That's a good pick. And I don't disagree with it. So I'll say that much. It won't be my pick just because, like, I'll pick a different one. All your points are valid, and I totally agree with that. I'm just going to go with Tree.
Come on.
Come on. It's a pine tree. I get the history. I get no. See, here's the thing. I appreciate the history, and I think it's great what Tree has done for Stanford University. But I'm saying for our criteria, I wouldn't have that history. So the chance that my mascot could end up just being a tree, I would have a hard time plugging that or promoting that for my fan base as a team owner.
You have to leave the tree alone.
No, I'd have to uproot and figure out something else.
You need to transplant him to a different.
I might be barking up the wrong tree with this one, but Jay, no. So there you go, folks. That was a little bit of a fun, lighter episode. We went over some of the unusual or ugly mascots that the sport teams hold, and of course, there's many out there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, for audio listeners, I hope we gave you some sort of semblance of what we're talking about. Check it out. Check out our YouTube. Again, check out the show notes. Click on the link. It'll bring you to the YouTube channel. Remember, in front of every silver lining, there's a cloud. And today for Ryan, it was Tree, the Stanford University mascot. And for Jason, it was Willie the Wave.